welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I am Sarah Joy. This is episode 28 of Tea Tuesday. So let's go make a nice, wonderful glass of tea, and then we'll sit down and spill the tea. Today we're going to make a London Fog for our tea, as I haven't had one in a while. So I have my Royal Albert 1970s 100 Years Collection mug. I put 2 bags of Earl Grey in there. I'm going to go ahead and get my water started. So that's heating. And then now I have my Instapot little warmer thing that makes foam for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add some cream and my lid. And then I'm going to get it over that I like it extra foamy and turn that on. And now that's going to heat for us. And I always forget this part, but we're going to add a little bit of vanilla into the cream while it's heating and foaming. I've done this successfully with almond milk too, but I haven't been eating all that much recently, so I kind of feel like I need a little boost of fat. So I'm having some cream, and then I have my sucralose that I can use to sweeten it, and it shouldn't take but just a moment to get done. The water is already heating and coming up to temperature. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this mug about 1/3 of the way, because this will fill up the other 2/3. Well, our water is done. We're going to go ahead and pour that in. And let the tea steep for a few minutes. And then I will add our cream, and then we'll go sit down and have our tea and spill the tea on everything that's been going on this week. So again, I just wanted a London Fog this morning, so I'm using my Royal Albert. It's the 1970s edition mug from the 100 Years Collection. So I have that, and I forgot to put an ice cube in here, so it is still very, very hot. And I splurged with cream. Normally I make this with almond milk because it's a little less calories and a little less fat, and I don't like to drink my calories. But I have not felt well this week, so I have been eating a lot less. So I could use just a little boost of fat, and I wanted something comforting, so that is why I chose to make a London Fog today. I don't know if it's the change in the weather or just like my posture when I'm at work, but I have had headaches. I have a little bit of one today, which is day 4 of a headache. So something is off, because I don't normally have headaches. And on Friday, I took Tylenol 4 times while at work. Not 4 times. I took it 4 times throughout the day. The whole day. It was not just at work, but I did take it a couple times at work, and I think I took it before work and then once after work, as my head was just killing me and I couldn't concentrate with my head pounding. That could be a tension thing, it could be a seasons thing. And then for the past couple of days, like it started on Thursday, I was very nauseous as well. I'm pretty sure my coffee got accidentally sugared when I ordered it from Dutch. I don't think they used sugar-free. And I got a large cold brew, and I was just driving listening to my book. My book was really good. So I didn't really drink it while I was driving, because normally I just sip it and enjoy it. And well, then I got up into the office and I was still listening to my book, and I'm sitting there waiting to clock in. And then it's about 5 minutes before I have to clock in, and I realize I have 3/4 of my coffee left. So I could have left it set on my desk. That was totally an option, but I didn't want it to sweat all over my desk because I didn't have coasters and stuff like that. So I drank it super, super fast. Well, clock in, get everything up, and we're not supposed to get up from our desks the first half hour that we're there. And it makes total sense. It's not a problem. I don't have an issue with that, but I felt super, super nauseous. So I sent a Teams message to my advisor that day and just said, look, I know we're not supposed to get up I'm feeling very, very nauseous. It just hit me. I need to go to the restroom. Just so she knew why I got up, knew that it wasn't something that, hey, I know better. And then, so I went to the restroom, and as I was heading to the restroom, my team lead in the academy saw me, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm really, really nauseous. I feel awful right now." And she's like, "Okay, let me know." So I go into the bathroom, and then I come back, and I'm like, I think I'm going to try to push through. Hopefully, the only thing that I could think of at this point was it was the coffee. But I was super, super nauseous. So I tried to get on and started having tech issues. And the more I was trying to work through tech issues, which happened, the more nauseous I was getting, which was good that it was not on a call while I was getting even more nauseous. And then I finally looked over at my advisor and said, I'm very, very nauseous. It's getting worse quickly. I don't feel good. She goes, okay. So we went and we talked to the team lead, and the team lead took one look at me. She goes, you need to sit down. You look like you're going to pass out. And I said, thank you. I'm going to sit down now. My heart was racing. I was very flushed apparently, and I just did not look like I felt well. And I was able to go home, which was nice. I do have now a point on my record card, which I'm not happy about, but it'll fall off in 90 days. And I was allowed to have up to 1 in training, and it was the second to last day. So it worked out. It sucks to have missed it. And I might have been able to like refocus and regain and get back on the phone, but I really don't think so, because I came home and I laid in the bed. I hardly ate anything on Thursday. Didn't really eat a whole lot on Friday either. And even yesterday on Saturday, I didn't eat much. I did eat 2 meals, but they were smaller meals, not my normal size meals, but it's getting better. But I still had a headache on Friday, and I swallowed so much medication. But we graduated Friday, which was awesome, and I got to go up and pick my desk so I can start decorating it. I did get a few office supplies for it, and this little owl right over here is actually going to end up staying home. But it's an air plant, and it's so cute, and you only need to spritz the leaves once a week, and it was going to go on my desk. But I found on Amazon, I have not ordered it yet. It's going to wait another week or so before I order it. I have found a fake bonsai tree, and that's going to go on my desk instead. Because I am a bonsai girl, obviously. And so it'll be really cool to have a bonsai on my desk. And if I don't have to water it or take care of it, even better. I did want a plant, but that becomes an issue too. Like, how do you take care of a plant in an office? I'm near a window, so it would have gotten some sunlight and stuff like that. But then you have the issue of, how do you water it? Do you take it to the bathroom? Do you, and so this one was going to be cool because you just had to spritz it once a week. And I was like, perfect. It'll look cute. And then I saw the fake one and went, that'll be even better. So I'll be ordering that. And then I'll be ordering like a mat to go from in front of, they make extra large computer mats that are basically giant mouse pads. So I'm going to order one of those soon and get that and start decorating. My goal is not to over decorate my space, because we could be moved to another team at any point in time, depending on how they decide to shuffle things around. It's not common from what we've been told, but it does happen. Sometimes maybe once or twice a year it'll happen. So you have to move everything, and you're usually told on your shift. So you want to get things moved as quickly as possible because you need to, do the job that you're contracted to do. So I don't want to have a huge amount of stuff. I want it to be decorative and cute, but I don't want it to be so overwhelming that it's going to take me a long time to pack. A lot of people bring in plastic rolling bins and they fill them with snacks and books and coloring and all this kind of stuff, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. They can do them. I know that would stress me out trying to move that. And maybe, who knows, maybe they're in an apartment where they won't move as much. I don't know. But I just don't want to have a whole lot of stuff that I have to pick up and move. So I got a few things. I got like a pencil holder, some pens. I got a little notebook because sometimes it's helpful just to write a number down. And if I write a phone number down, I never attach a name to it or anything like that. And it's immediately crossed out and the page is torn up and thrown away, that kind of stuff. So it's just a way to record something for me, or if I need to go look at somewhere something, and I can do that. It'll just help for like little brief notes that I need to make myself about something to not forget. So I got a little notebook and some pens and sticky notes, because you never know when you're going to need a sticky note. And then I have a few other things that I've put into my Amazon cart to order. So a couple little signs. I'm thinking of ordering a set of bookends where they're dragons. They're really, really, really cool. And they're designed for the office, so you can actually put pins in them at the ends, and then you can set books in the middle. Because I am planning to bring a book, maybe 2 to work. I don't want to keep too many at work because, again, I don't want to move them, and I want to make sure that I'm reading them. But it might be one book, and then I might bring like a second book as I get through one book, depending on how it is. And then I might, once I finish one, I might rotate. It might be 2. I'm thinking 3 max, and I really don't even want to bring 3. I'm thinking it'll just be 2 that I bring to the office. But that has gone well, and I'm excited to have graduated. I'm nervous for tomorrow. It's a long, long day because I'm working 4 10-hour days. It's going to work out beautifully. Today, I was supposed to take Ghost for a walk this weekend, but I really felt it was more important just to like rest this weekend. So tomorrow, my goal is to get up when I plan to get up normally, and I'm going to take him for a walk as I have arranged in my schedule to do. So my goal is to get up by like 5:30, take Ghost for a walk. We're going to do about 3 miles. Takes me about 45 minutes to an hour. So that'll take me up till about 7 o'clock. So then I have time to make coffee or some tea. Most likely it'll be tea that I'll be doing in the morning. Have some tea with some keto brains. And then I can get showered and dressed, put him in his crate. I think tomorrow I'm going to leave at 8:30 just to give myself a little extra wiggle room. So that'll be leaving 2 hours before my shift starts. And it's a 1-hour drive. But there may be still some traffic around at 9 o'clock or closer to 9. And I don't want to push it too far. And plus, I have no idea how far I'm going to have to park out in the parking lot. So if I am a little earlier and budget some extra time in, I can do that. Plus, if I'm super early, I can either sit in the car and listen to a book, which I'll probably do. And then I can always go up, and before I even clock in, I can start setting up my desk and like get things organized. But I plan on ordering some snacks to keep in my desk because, again, I'm doing a 10-hour shift. My first break is at 12:30, but I don't like to eat super early in the morning. I've never really been a morning eater. If I do eat breakfast, it's usually around 10 or 11. But even most of the time, I don't want to do that. If I'm really, really hungry first thing in the morning, it's usually because I'm not eating enough, and that's my body's way of telling me I need to eat more. But anyway, I'll eat at 12:30. I have a 15-minute break. And that's my first opportunity to eat. So my plan is Keto Chow Shake because I can do that in 15 minutes and it'll give me the nutrition that I need. And then my lunch break, my only meal break, is at 3:30. So that's going to be my meal. And hopefully it'll work out. And then I have another break at 6:30, which that's where having some things in my desk could play into advantage for me. I'm not a snacker. I don't like to snack per se, but I do want to have my desk packed with ready like meat bars. In a couple months, I'm going to order some carnivore bars. I've never had them. I know they're pricey, but I can see the ability to keep them in my desk as being fantastic for those times where maybe the shake and whatever I packed is not enough and I need something else. 6:30 is still a reasonable time because I'm usually normally done eating by about 7 o'clock anyway. I typically eat 2 to 3 times a day. My work schedules mean that I will be eating less calories. Not necessarily a problem, But I need to make sure that whatever I'm packing is the right foods for me and to fuel my body as best as I can and keep me feeling full so that I don't wake up and be super hungry, or I don't come home and want to eat at like 10 o'clock at night. I don't want that option either. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error as I figure out how life is going to look while eating. I've been thinking about it for several weeks already because I'm just that kind of planner. It makes me less stressed and less anxious about it if I can like plan it how it's going to go. So that is done, and hopefully it'll work. And then I just have to enact the rest of things. I'm going to get like keto bricks to put in my desk. Like I said, I'm going to do the carnivore bars. I'm going to order some more Epic bars either this week or next week for sure. I have a few left, so a few of those are going to go with me to the office. Later in the week, I am going to be bringing a cup, not this cup, but I will be bringing a cup and some tea. I'm going to keep some tea in my desk. I want to get some liquid sweetener to keep in my desk. So that if I need a little caffeine boost or just something warm, because we are under an AC vent and they keep the office super cold. So I may want the addition of a hot beverage while I'm at work, but for my first 2 days, I'm not really going to worry about it because I'm already going to be stressed for just trying to get used to my new desk, get used to my new location, get used to doing the job without help, which I can do. And if I need help, there is help. So it's not like I'll be abandoned to my own devices. I don't want you to think that. But I don't have that person built in that's ready there to help me at all times. I would have to reach out to people, which is fine. And I am able to do, and I will be doing when I do need the help. But it's going to also be the learning process of me using what I've been taught, using the resources that I have, that I know how to use, and not taking the easy way out of turning and asking someone and trying to spend the time to figure it out myself first. And that can be stressful. So yeah, that has been good on the work front. With that being said, the plan for the time being is we're going to do 2 videos. You will see this one on Tuesday as normal. It'll be our first video of the week, is our Tea Tuesday episode, just letting you know how things have been going in my life, what I'm doing with, my free time. Obviously, there's book talk. There's going to be health journey talk, like how am I doing in regards to just my weight loss goals, my health goals in general. And like I said, right now I'm in a position where things need to shift and change a little bit, and I'm working on it. And then Fridays are going to be our prep video. So I am changing our meal prep video a little bit. I tried last week on a different structure for the meal prep video. It kind of got part grocery haul. It was part prepping, but it was also part cooking. So I'm going to try again. And if you guys continue to like that format, I will continue working with it. So the plan now is to do a little bit of grocery shopping that you'll see me getting some of the items. I'll show you the items that I've bought. And then we're going to go over some easy things that can be made and reheated in a lunch, or in my husband's case, he can reheat them for dinner or have them for lunch because I will not be home to cook for him. So he's going to be all on his own. I have a feeling he's just not going to eat and he's going to end up losing a bunch of weight. But he is capable of cooking and he's going to need to do it. I will meal prep enough for the both of us. And if he doesn't want to eat, that's his choice and that's not my responsibility. So I'm not going to worry about it. He knows how to make keto chow. He can make his own keto chow for the week. I'm going to make my keto chow for the week, and we will call it good. He's going to have to learn to fend for himself a little bit better, which is fine. So yeah, I will show you some easy things that I am meal prepping that are good for reheating. Sometimes there may be a recipe attached. Sometimes it's going to be more of a technique. Like last week, there really wasn't any recipes to follow. I mentioned my butter mayo, of course, that I used, which is on my website. But it's more like techniques. These are not hard and fast things that you have to have certain measurements for. So it just gives you ideas for how to actually prep ahead and things for packing and stuff like that. So we're going to keep that format. Those videos, again, are going to be on Fridays. I am also, this week, we're going to try to film a What I'm Eating in a Day video while at work. I, of course, cannot use my phone at my desk, so you will never see my desk. Just not going to happen because we're not allowed to have our phones out on the floor. But we are not restricted from it the way we were at Disney when we were in the break room. However, there's going to be a caveat with that. I'm not going to show you the break room. There's other people that enjoy the break room at any point. I don't want to disturb them. I don't want to disrupt them. That lunch break is their time too, and I don't want to be rude. So what it will most likely be is just me snippets of me recording what I'm doing, maybe a shot of my watch, and then I will record over it. I know a lot of you don't like when I voice over because you say my voice doesn't sound like me. Well, I'm sorry, I can't control that. That just happens to be whatever software is doing the voice over and how they voice it. So, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a try and we'll see how it goes and we'll see how we like it. And then I will hopefully get that up sometime Wednesday or Thursday, but I'm not promising that video this week. We're just going to try and see if I can get it done. Because again, I don't want to stress myself out too much. And the other thing that we're going to also throw in randomly, as time allows, we're going to have random vlogs because I do go on adventures sometimes, and my daughter's coming to visit and we're having a lot to do. We have the Central Florida's Keto Meetup is coming November 2nd. So if you're in the Central Florida area and you would like to attend a meetup on November 2nd, we do have a few spaces left for that. The information will be listed on my website and you can contact me to RSVP on the website, or if you just have questions, you can send me a message just saying, hey, I'm not sure I want to go, I just want to know all the details, and I will get that to you. So again, my website will be linked down below this video and you can go and you can sign up to join us on November 2nd. We will have another meetup with the Central Florida Ketos sometime in the spring. I have not yet chosen a date for that. I need to choose a date for that here in the next couple of months. Probably in the next month would be better so that I can start planning ahead for it and start figuring out themes, all that kind of stuff, because Nancy and I love to do a theme. I think you're going to enjoy the theme for the November meetup is Stirring Acts of Kindness. I think that's it. Or it might be Stirring Kindness. It's some variation of that. I'm sorry, I apologize if I messed that up because it's been a long week. And like I said, I've been fighting an on and off headache for a while, but it's going well. On the weight loss front, I am still down 3 pounds for the month of September. And I'm super ecstatic about it because I've lost it and maintained it all month long. This feels like the hugest victory on the planet to me right now because I've been struggling with stress and everything and lots of change, and it has made it hard to continue with my weight loss goals. And I've gone up a lot and down a lot in the past year. It has definitely been a roller coaster for this past year. And that's just how life is anyway. So it's not a knock. I'm not complaining. It's not that I'm not successful. I am very successful, and consistency overall is the key. And I'm happy with that. And I'm getting back to my walking this week. So hopefully that will help with more consistency with moving, because during training, it was just too much. It was just the hours, the drive, the adjusting to that. It was just too much. I couldn't make it work. So now I have the ability with my schedule to make it work, and we're going to make it work most days is my plan. If I can get it done every day starting tomorrow would be fantastic. But my goal is at least 3 to 5 days a week because I want to be consistent. And I also realize that there's times where I'm just going to need downtime. Getting to my 5 million steps as I planned is totally out the window. But that really wasn't about taking 5 million steps. That was about being consistent. And I'm going to hopefully continue to do some shorts I don't know if I'm going to do them every day, but I do want to do some shorts of me walking and getting my movement in several times a week. Hopefully every day that I do a walk, I'll get a video. But again, I don't want to stress myself out just yet. I want to take the time to adjust to my new schedule and see where I can put in the time. And still have time for me, because self-care is super, super important, especially based on the nature of my job. I am dealing with people on their worst days. I do hear about awful things, and I do mean awful things. And it can be a lot. It's very emotional. It has an emotional impact, and it takes an emotional toll. I can handle this. However, to handle it, it means I need to have more me time. I need to not overcommit myself. And so for now, I'm just taking it easy. I am committing to what I know I can commit to. And if we get more done, fantastic. And as I get used to it and get settled in and get things figured out and I'm able to add more in onto my plate, I will, because both my job and this channel are super, super important. This channel is in a lot of ways an outlet for me that helps with my emotional just joy in my life. I love sitting down and talking to you. I love sharing about what's going on in my life. I love sharing my weight loss journey. I love sharing about what I'm eating, what I'm cooking, all this kind of things. These are all fun things that I enjoy doing, but I got to get the balance right first. So bear with me as I figure that out. But yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, book talk. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my sweater talk first. I haven't touched it for a couple days because like I said, I wasn't feeling great. And then yesterday I cleaned the apartment all day and then I went out with a friend and I didn't knit. But I did get some done. So last week when I showed you my sweater, it was maybe about here. So I did double it and it is going really, really well. So I am going to work on it this afternoon. If I have time in the morning, I'm going to try to do a repeat. If I don't, that's fine too. It may just relegate to I knit on my days off, which I will have 3. I can manage to knit a repeat or 2 of this. It's not a race. I wanted to wear it as soon as possible, obviously, but I'm not like stressed. I'm not putting myself on a timeline where I have to get it done. So I'm just enjoying the process and I'm just enjoying focusing on one project, even though I have found several other projects now that I want to do. And I'm getting quite a queue, but I'm trying not to worry about that and just focus on that. So I will spend a couple hours doing that. And I bought it something totally frivolous this week. It came yesterday. I bought it yesterday and I have not stopped using it since last night. And I love, 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 love it. I bought AirPods a couple years ago because I wanted the Bluetooth. I didn't want the wired, and I was just burning through headphones, just cheap headphones, super, super fast. So I invested in AirPods and I love them. But when I'm laying on the bed and Ghost is like in my face, he's knocking them out of my ear. If I'm cleaning, I am terrified that they're gonna fall down the sink. And I do a lot of cleaning and I do a lot of moving. And if you ever were in my house watching me clean, you would realize that I definitely have ADHD. It's not a secret, but you would see it because half the time I start a project, get distracted, finish another project, start another project. And I do end up circling around and getting everything done, but not in a typical fashion. I am literally moving all over, getting everything done. And I do try to pick one room and focus on one room only. And however it gets done, but it will get done in my crazy, I don't want to say manic because that's not the right word, but it'll just get done in the crazy me way that it gets done. And music is what keeps me going. It's what keeps me motivated. And so I decided that I was going to invest in a pair of Beats headphones. I did not realize when I bought them that they can stay charged and have play for up to 40 hours. This just has like rocked my music listening world immensely because AirPods last for 3 hours max. And I kill my AirPods when I'm cleaning quite regularly. And then I get mad that I don't have music later in the day because I have to wait for them to recharge. So I can't listen to music while I'm reading. And I love to listen to music. I'm not a TV girl. I'm not really a movie girl. I do watch stuff on TV and I do have shows that I like to watch. But I've always been a book and music girl since I was a toddler. Give me a book and give me music and I'm happy, and I don't need any other source of entertainment. So I don't know why it took me so long to get these headphones, because they fit over my ears. Ghost can't knock them off. They're noise canceling, but I can turn that feature off. And the sound quality is fantastic. And again, 40 hours. I charged them yesterday before I used them. And I listened to music, I want to say like 4 or 5 hours yesterday while I was finishing up some books and getting some other stuff done. And then I already listened to it for a couple hours this morning while I was working on some of my paralegal program, which I'll talk more about in a minute. And I absolutely love it. So they're not going to go with me to work. They are definitely for in the house, or I could also see me trying to bring them in on a park day, just to, if I think that I'm going to get super overwhelmed, I'll be able to noise cancel and I'll be able to put music on. And so that might be worth bringing through security, even though it would set them off. We'll see. I haven't decided on that. But my AirPods are definitely going to go to work with me because I like using them on my lunch break and stuff like that. And they're perfect. They're transportable, easily transportable. So I will have use of both of them, but I love those headphones. And I didn't think I wanted an over-ear set because I didn't want them to be uncomfortable, and it works just perfectly. So that was really fun. My paralegal course, I am determined to finish it. I haven't touched it in a couple weeks, so I did do a little bit today, and I'm getting bored with it. I know why I'm getting bored with it. It's because the information they're discussing now, I pretty much know. So it's hard to like focus enough on it to get a significant amount done. So I'll get a little bit done, and then I'll get like one section done, and then I'm like, I'm done. That's enough. And so I've got to get it into my schedule that I work it a little bit more, because I do need to complete the program in a year. I should have no problem doing that. So I don't want to just not do it. And it's nice because I get to do it on my time, but it's me getting my time in. So I am going to work on it again later this week when I have my days off. On Wednesday, I will try to at least do another section on Wednesday. Maybe I'll take Thursday off. I might not this week. As long as I can at least get a couple sections done, 1 or 2 sections done a week, I feel like I'm still on pace. But like I said, I got to kind of make up for the fact that I didn't do much this week. But it is going well. And I'm looking down because I need to pull up a book that I listened to, because we're going to get into our book talk here shortly. Because I have done quite a bit of reading as normal. I think I've read 4. But I can't remember what the 4th book is. I can remember the 3. I have started 2 other books that are in progress. One is an audiobook, and one is a book that's actually going to go live at work. Anyway, okay. Let me get this photo up. The first book that I finished this week was an audiobook, and I'm just waiting for the picture to load. It is Heartless Hunter. It was fantasy, a little bit of romance in there. Cool. All right. So here is the cover. This is who it's by. It's Kristen Cicerelli, and the audiobook is very, very good. She's a witch, and the witch queens were in control, and they got dethroned. And a new regime, new rebellion has come in. So it's very dystopian in a lot of ways. and she's trying to save other witches, and then she falls in love with a witch hunter. And it's book 1 of 2. Book 2 doesn't come out until next year. It was a really good book. I enjoyed listening to it. It wasn't a super long book. I ended up, it's not here yet, but I ordered it because I actually want the physical copy on my shelves. So that is coming later today. And you'll see that I did quite a bit of book shopping this week, and not all of it's here. So some of it you will have to wait for next week to see, because I went a little book crazy. Speaking of book crazies, I came home yesterday to a gift, the sweetest gift from Trish. She sent me a t-shirt that says bookmarks are for quitters. And I was gonna wear it today because I wanted to, but the way that I sit, you can't see what it says. So I figured it was better to hold it up and so you guys can see that awesome shirt. And I love that it's gray and teal, and or that aqua green. That's awesome. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much, Trish. Your kindness definitely made me cry happy tears and put a huge smile on my face. And it was funny because when it came, Matt had gotten other packages. So I was just opening packages. I had no idea what I was opening because I had ordered new sheets and new bedding, and I ordered some sweaters for work. So everything was coming in at the same time, and it was a lot of packages, because of course when you order large orders on Amazon, it seems like they ship everything individual, which is insane. But you know, I don't make this decision. And I opened it and I was like, wait, I didn't order this. And then it hit me because Trish had let me know the night before that she was sending something to me. So there is that. So yeah, that is book 1 that I finished. Book 2 and 3 are in this book. This was it's supposed to be dark romance. It was on the dark romance table. I wouldn't say it's dark romance, other than the guy is, well, not very kind, and I don't want to use foul language on this channel. But he was very mean and cruel in some of his words. But I found it on the dark romance table. I don't think it's a dark romance, and it's a decent sized book. It's an enemies to lovers kind of sort of thing, but it's also, more than anything, it's an arranged marriage. Well, I'm reading this and I'm going along and I'm almost done, and I turn to the back of the book and realize that it says the contract series and that there's 4 books in it. And I went, okay. So at 11:30 at night, I got into Amazon and I started looking at the other books and finding, okay, is it a series of standalones, or is it interconnected, like the characters are the same and it's just, but it focuses on a different character? Because if it's like that, I don't always feel the need to purchase it. But if it's a continuing story, I absolutely feel the need to purchase it. It's a continuing story. So I had to buy them. I couldn't find book 2. I found it on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. So I'm reading and reading and reading and reading, and I finished this book, and I have roughly this, you know, like 100 pages left. And I was like, why did I finish the book and I have like 100 pages? Book 2 is attached. It's very small, literally like 100 pages. It's almost like a novella, not really a whole book, but I'm counting it as a book because it is listed as a book in the series. But it was in there, so I got 2 books in one, which was awesome. So that's book 3 that I finished for sure. And then I have started a new audiobook. This one is called Maverick. It's on my phone. Let me see. Let me go to her website and I'll show you what it is. So bear with me as I look it up, and I should have been way better prepared. And I wasn't. So this is a 10-book series, and I'm in book 9, and you can get them audio or you can get them in ebook form and stuff like that. You can order them print as well. but I chose to go ahead and do audio. So this is the Brash Brothers series. It is by Jenna Miles, and if you're interested, you can go to books.jennamiles.com. Whoop. And I bought, she had a bundle sell, and I bought the bundle sell that included the ebooks and the audios. So now I have read all the way to book 9. Book 10 is not out yet, and there's not a release date, but this is what the book I'm listening to is. This is about about 9 brothers. There's technically 10 now. It's a group of 10 boys that had hard lives, and they became a family. They made themselves a family, and they've stuck together through thick and thin, and they've built this empire, and they're billionaires. And it's really, I've enjoyed the series. It's fun. There's some spice, but it's not too much. But it makes you laugh. There's some cursing and stuff like that in there. But they're boys who had hard lives that grew up, and now that they have money, they can enjoy some of the things that they wouldn't have in childhood, like food fights and Nerf gun wars and racing around in buildings on knee scooters, you know. So it's just fun, and they're light, and I've really enjoyed them, which is something that's different for me because I don't read a lot of independent authors. It's becoming more often. But for me, independent authors can be a hit or a miss. But I think that can be true of any book, and I shouldn't be judgmental on independent authors. I've just found in the past, when I've read independent authors, I have more misses than I have hits, where when I stick with traditional books, I have more hits than I have misses. So yeah, that's something. So I had that one going. Then I told you that Under the Whispering Door was going to be my very next book that I started. And that was true. I have started it. I am 60 pages in. I am enjoying it. It is going to live with me at work. And I think it'll be a good book to read at work because I can step away from it a little bit easier. Like I don't want to be like totally sucked in and not be able to read the book. Whereas this, I feel like I can read in shorter snippets in between phone calls, because sometimes we can have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes between a phone call. That's very, very rare that it's 15 or 20 minutes, but it can happen. So this will be a book that I can easily just like pull away from and drop and get back on a call. So this is going to work to live with me at work. I'm enjoying it. It's funny. It's fantasy, deals with death. And again, I like it, but when I came home and I wasn't feeling well, I wanted to get lost in a book, which is why I started The Contract by Melanie Moreland. And that suited that purpose quite well. Then, now to book buying. Book buying. So I have 6 here. I have 7 more that are arriving today. I went a little crazy with the books. Let me just get comfortable. And sorry, I'm sitting on the floor in case you didn't know. So I sometimes have to move to get comfortable. Well, Target had books on sale. So they had books for buy one, get one free or get one half off. So that to me is a great reason to go and buy 2 books. I have read one of her books so far, and I really enjoyed it. I read The Highland Fling by Megan Quinn, and I have Bridesmaid for Hire by her also. Is that the only one I got? I have Bridesmaid for Hire, which everybody says is phenomenal. So I went and I got So Not Meant to Be, and then A Not So Meet Cute, which are also highly rated on those. So those are the first 2 books that I got this week. And then yesterday, my friend Hope from Mission Keto and I had a book date, and we went to Barnes & Noble, and we totally enabled each other and spent more money than we were both intending to, and walked out with way more books than we ever expected. I don't know how that happens. Nobody ever buys more things than they expect, right? But anyway, as we were there, they had some authors there signing books. So they had 3 authors. Hope and I each bought a book by every author. And we're going to tandem read at least 2 of the books. And I'll go into that one soon. The first one that I picked up that she was just going to borrow and she ended up buying is this one. This author is Danny Crooks. This is her debut book, her very, very first book. And it is a romantasy. It's a slow burn from what she says. And The Revenge of the Forgotten. I am super excited about this one. I think as soon as I finish the one tandem read, I'm going to go into this one. Hope has this one as well. I don't know if we're going to tandem read it together, but I really, really want to read this one because she had stickers that had quotes from the book, and now I'm really, really intrigued. But yeah, super, super excited about that. And the cool thing is it's signed. So that was really, really fun. I now have 3 or 4 signed books, I think. No, 3, 4, 5. I might have 6. But these 3 are personalized to me. Oh, I might have more than that. But some of them are hiding. I'll have to find some of the other ones because I should talk about this other author. I haven't read anything of hers recently, but she was local and I met her, and she, like, literally when I was in North Carolina, she lived 10 minutes from me, and I read a lot of her books, most of her books. I haven't read all of them. She does a lot with hockey, and hockey's not really my thing, even though I am going to try another hockey romance. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that was that book. And then this book is by Molly Goines, and this is a 3-book series. This is book 2. Yes, I know, I just said book 2. It's a standalone series. So, and I asked her, I said, which one do you think that you would recommend for me? And she asked me a few questions, and she says, I think you'll really like this one. So I bought book 2. Hope bought book 3. I will end up getting the other 2 books at some point. I'm going to have to go onto our website and order them, which is fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. But I got this one, and this one is more of a fast burn. And I'm really excited to read that. And again, she signed it, which is fantastic. And then this is the book that Hope is already 60 pages in, and by the time I finished the contract and the baby 2.0 or something, whatever, the second book in that one, it was 11:30 and I was pretty tired. So I made it all up to page 13 last night. But this one is called The Sister Between Us. This was described as a love story that is going to make you cry and be very emotional. We both were very intrigued about that. I don't like every book to make me cry, but I do love to have a good cry over a book. The last one that I cried over was The Last Letter by Rebecca, what is her name? Yarros. That one made me bawl my eyes out. So it's been a while, so I'm ready for another tearjerker. So that is what I got. This is by Haley Dickert. And she also has a Christmas book that I will probably end up ordering in the next month or 2 because I think it's going to be just fun to read at Christmas time. But again, it's signed, which I think is fantastic. Then the last book that I got, this one is a TikTok's fault. This one is a dark romance in a series, and I have been obsessed with dark romance lately. But dark romance is one of those things. I either like it or it's too dark. I don't think this one's going to be too dark. I found a lot lately that are appropriate for me darkness, which is probably not super dark. I was talking to my daughter about it, and she also reads some dark romance, and she goes, Mom, those aren't dark. So take that with what you will. You read whatever you like. I'm reading what I like. But I got this one. It's called Mine, and it's by A.K. Rose, and it's in the Blood Ties series. I think there's 9 books in this. I have to do more research. I think they're interconnected standalones, but there's no listing in here of what book is first. and or what are the other books in the series. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But they had this one, and like I said, it popped up. It's supposed to be pretty spicy, and I like a good spicy book, so I have that one. No apologies on what I'm doing on that. So that was the last book that I bought that's here. And this has turned into a really long episode of Tea Tuesday because there's so much book talk. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy sharing that part of my life with you. I know a lot of you are readers, so if you get recommendations, cool. If you don't, that's fine. If you don't like what I read, that's fine. Just don't tell me you don't like it, because I mean, we can be adults and move on and not bash each other for reading what we're reading. Everybody gets to choose their source of entertainment, and this is mine, and I love it. But if you have any book recommendations that you think that I will enjoy, I would love to have those, so you can leave those down below. Thank you so much for just sitting down and spilling the tea on everything that's been going on in my life for the past week. I will see you next week with another episode of Tea Tuesday. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it. Have a wonderful and joyful afternoon. Bye for now.